Hey y'all, I'm Mimi, aka the Pisceans here, and this is one of your daily collective messages, okay? Like, and subscribe if you get anything out of this. Thank you so much to those of you who do like, subscribe, and comment, okay? It is always loved and appreciated. God, archangels, ancestors, descendant masters, all beings of the highest white light with the best interest of me and the collective at heart. You are always and forever welcome into my readings, okay? Please give my beautiful and amazing Pisceans here family the best and most accurate information for them at this time, okay? I meant to say cosmic guides, but they here. They ain't here, okay? They're included in the highest white light, okay? So this is part 5 of the Divine Guide to the Galaxy, okay? So this one is being done by the Pleiadians, okay? So what's the overall energy? Forgiveness, okay? So, forgiveness is super important to this part of the journey, okay? Forgiveness and your imagination and all of the different types of energy work that are out here for you to try, okay? This is what really grows the power of that solar plexus chakra energy that we were talking about in previous parts, okay? So, what does it say, okay? They know. So it says there are many tools available to the light workers on Earth, but one we must speak about is forgiveness, okay? Forgiveness gives one the innate ability to transcend any experience and move forward with little energetic residue. Often, to the sensitive ones on this planet, they can feel the frequencies of others and therefore find it hard to let go of past residues. It says our forgiveness card comes to you as a message that you are holding on energetically to an extra weight that seeks to be released from your system. Okay, so just like referencing back to part 4, okay, when you're no, yep, that was part 4 where you're working with Isis and going into the dark and finding those parts of yourself, They were saying like this part is really about remembering, okay? And you can't like remember or call certain light parts back to yourself if you're not forgiving, okay? So it says, we the Pleiadians tell you that guilt and putting oneself down is never necessary in your life. Know you are made for greatness, and by reclaiming yourself, you unslave yourself. Remove the shackles and break free from all past cycles by making a commitment to forgive the self. Allow these rains of forgiveness to pour down and open growth for the harvest of tomorrow. You are loved, okay? So I need some more. Okay, so the first thing, okay, on this in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, okay, I seen hair, I seen a white handkerchief, so we're gonna start with those two. Okay, so hair represents power, strength, and identity. On this part of the journey, you come much more into your identity. Like I was saying, in order to call back these different parts of you, you need to be very forgiving, and it can be a little bit hard because as you're calling these different parts of you from like past lives and receiving these downloads from your cosmic guides and everything like that, you are literally being reminded of these same things that you have already gone through, these same energies. And you even get like they're saying you even get like a little bit paranoid, where you really don't know who to trust or who you really want to be close to at certain times in the journey. And that's fine. They're saying like that's a huge sign that you just need to sit down and take time to yourself. Okay, it says hair has been used to humiliate, enable, sacrifice, terrify, endow strength, and profess love. Okay, it says yo, ideas coming your way, all set. Newsflash, hair also gives me like the energy of the crown chakra. So I feel like in this part of your journey, you're also getting a lot of new ideas, a lot of upgrades to the crown chakra. At this point, you're meditating a lot and you're really putting together the pieces of your Antakarana bridge, because you put together your Antakarana bridge, or the bridge that you use to connect with others, through doing different types of meditation, be through prayer and all of these things. All of this becomes a stronger bond to your ancestors and to your guides. Okay, so next was the white handkerchief. Okay, the white handkerchief is a reminder of the deep spiritual understanding that humans can achieve when an open heart and mindset towards enlightenment and the doing of good. Okay, so we got crazy mystique. Okay, I feel like also at this part of the journey, because this the skyline is upside down. Okay, this person is like walking on the sky. So it's like by the time you get to this part of your journey, you're walking completely different from not only how you used to walk, but walking a lot different from the people around you, and that's totally fine. Just this is they're saying like in this part of the journey, it's important to okay, so what it's saying is, I feel like I'm moving too fast, but it says a reminder of the deep spiritual understanding that humans can achieve. I feel like you really open up to this potential and where your minds can really go and what is really possible for you, But it's really important to have your heart open, okay? Because this is how your heart really truly functions. If you block off your heart, then, how can you let anything in and how can you spread out any good love, So it's important to keep your mindset towards enlightenment and towards different ways of doing things and trying to do a little bit more good, you know but not feeling guilty about the bad that you've done in the past also. Okay, we got wild roses, because there's really like they're actually saying like there's really no real like rules or no specific way that you can do this. You know what I'm saying? It's all about you and how you naturally grow and how you naturally ascend into your cosmic energies. Okay, so it's like, yes, we can give you the divine guide all day long, but at the end of the day, it's just up to you. And some of you guys don't even do like the things in the order that they say, But the Pleiadians were saying like some people do these things, like they do it in that order, but they just don't realize how much they have done. You know what I mean? How much stuff you have healed and gotten over on this journey. Okay. So next, there in the movie, okay, there was these little alien people, okay, and there was like a whole crowd of them, and they were like, "We lift our noses clogged and unblown," okay, and then they sneeze and they all be like, "Bless you," like I guess that's how they come together in prayer or whatever, okay. So I underline noses and clogged. We lift our noses clogged and unblown, okay. I straight got copyrighted yesterday and the music wasn't even that loud, okay. I don't know if they're copyrighting me for like the lines of the movie or whatever, but I don't own the rights to any lines you may hear from from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, okay. Let me just say that. And then, so the nose, okay. The nose is not only a vector of diverse and variable odors, but also look at the nose. Okay, the nose is not only a vector of diverse and variable odors, but also a passage for the spirit to the heart. And this is what I was saying about keeping your heart open. And then we got the heart with killer instincts, okay? And then we got hot lips, because I feel like in this part of the journey, you really want to share the progress that you've made. You really want to talk to a lot of people about it, but you might find yourself running into a lot of people who really don't understand you or why you're moving this way or whatever. They might be trapped in limited beliefs or whatever, and that's why forgiveness is very important. Like, you're doing all of this for yourself. That's another thing that you really need to remember at this part of the journey. It really doesn't have anything to do with anyone else or what they think or how they feel. This is all about your growth and your beautiful light journey that you're on with source or God and your cosmic guides. It has and your angels and ancestors and things. Okay, it's really not about anyone else, and that's what they covered that in the first couple of parts. You are eventually, like essentially on this journey alone, no matter how many people you're surrounded by. Okay. So it says the nose is a significant element of relation, of contact, and of expression. Oh, did I say clairsentience? Okay. Is it clairsentience? Clairsalience, okay. So clairsalience is the ability to smell, okay. At this point in the journey, you start smelling people's energy, okay. You start smelling angels and smelling things like that, okay. You start just smelling sweet stuff out of nowhere, or just like, what is that funky smell when you go around someone or when you go in a house or whatever, because you can literally smell the energy on their asses, okay. So as far as the nose being a significant a significant element of relation. I feel like it's related to that, it says of contact and of expression. You might find yourself having a clogged nose for like when when you're going into this journey, you might find yourself getting a little bit sick, getting head colds and things like that, because your nose literally is connected to not only your all of this area, okay, is like connected. So you're getting throat chakra upgrades and you're learning to forgive. So, you know, next is clogged nose, okay, which means unblocking inner emotions that you may be holding back or unable to express, okay, such as fear, anger, and sadness, okay. Wake up. It's like another awakening in the middle of your awakening, where spirit's like, oh, I know you thought you were done. I know you thought you was cool and you was floating in this cosmic energy and everything was about to be great. But no, there's always a little bit more work that needs to be done, okay, because at the end of the day, your soul is here to learn as much as it can, to experience as much as it can, And so this is why, and plus, like I was saying with the remembering thing, when you're calling back these energies to yourself, you're calling back, I seen 1111, okay, you're calling back certain energies of fear and anger and sadness that you maybe didn't get over in past lifetimes and things like that, So you just have to be very forgiving and like gentle with yourself on this part of the journey, okay? It says that your nose might become blocked in the sinuses, leading to uncomfortable physical manifestations, okay? You might also feel like in this part of the journey, okay? Look at the Michael, Prince Charming of protection, okay? You might also notice that you're going through a lot of spiritual warfare, okay? You are being angelically trained, okay? You're being trained by your angelic personal trainers in this part of the journey, okay? Archangel Michael is protecting you from every single thing, but you're also being made very aware of, what people are attacking you, what people are coming up against you, and being trained in the ways of like reacting to them, and like what are you really opening, what energies you're opening yourself to, and what people you're hanging around, So, like I said, then they sneeze and say, bless you. Okay, so a sneeze, it says some ancient cultures thought that sneezing forced evil spirits out of the body, endangering others because these spirits might now enter their bodies, okay? And the blessing was bestowed to protect the person who sneezed and others around them, So I feel like not only are you ridding yourself of like energies and things that you don't need, but you're also like your mind is on protecting yourself and protecting your family and the people around you that you love, And this is where Archangel Michael comes in very heavy, He comes in and works with you very heavily through this time when you're learning to forgive, when you're learning to keep your heart open, when you're learning how you work and entering into more of the mystery, that kind of goes against whatever everyone else feels is the way that things go. Like this is the part where you're getting into it and you might even feel a little bit crazy and a little bit wild because you're not going with the flow that everyone else is going with. You're going with the flow of the divine, with the flow of the divine time, and therefore with the cosmic flow, okay? So, what's newsflash and crazy mystique? Rose, okay? Rose is that energy of love. More of an energy of love comes into you. Not like more of an energy of love comes into you because you're always like really enveloped in this beautiful energy of love. But I just feel like with the air chalice, the way that you think about yourself and the way, the things that you think are crazy and the things that you think are evil, they all kind of change around because you've been doing all of this research and finding as much out about yourself and the workings of the world as you can, okay? So next I wrote golden fire statues, okay? So the golden fire represents love, wisdom, and illumination. It beats within our hearts and is charged with movement of our evolution and awareness that we are divine beings. Okay, look, with the mirror, at this point in your journey, you are really mirroring the divine, really mirroring your cosmic guides. It's like they're bringing situations. I said a lot of spiritual warfare. Okay, so in this part of the journey, this is where they're bringing a lot of people to mirror the little things in you that still that you still need to kind of tweak and change about yourself. You get a lot of people coming around like annoying you, irritating you, causing emotional reactions within you with the water chalice, just to further instigate more healing and change and more energies of forgiveness within you. So statues represents a remembrance of history and culture at face value. Okay, and then we got Avalon. I don't really know what that is about. And I did not take the book out. Oh, here it is. And I also forgot what I was saying. So it says, if you draw this card, a powerful magical energy wants to rise within you. Okay, so that's also part of this part of the journey. Okay, the moon dragon is awakening the priestess or the sorcerer within you and will travel with you to Avalon, the Isle of Apple Trees. Okay, which is very interesting. It says, follow this very beautiful silver dragon to the world of your ancestors, allowing it to lead the way. Also, in this part of your journey, it's best to like give it all up. Okay, give it to spirit, give it to God, give it to the angels, give it to whoever needs to hold it so that you can travel lightly through this galaxy. Okay, you do not need to be so heavy with so many things. Okay, but this part of the journey, although you're going through all of this spiritual war and things, it seems like it becomes more magical. But I feel like I don't want to say it's negative, but I feel like you're still finding out a lot of things. You're still pulling back so many layers and still finding so many things within you that this part can feel very chaotic. Okay, it can feel crazy, like, oh my goodness, you're with this wake up, you're being awakened to a whole nother level of shit that exists. So, and also you're not taking all of the history and culture at face value. Okay, you're learning things much deeper. Okay, you're being guided. It says they guide people in their thinking about those facts from the past, how to act in the present, and what possible futures to seek. They also direct people's views of themselves. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. I seen 1711. Okay, this is what is happening on this part of the journey. A lot of, changing your thoughts, switching your thoughts up, or, utilizing the fact that you've cleaned out your ego and made it something that works for you, learning to trust the ego, learning to trust the thoughts that you're hearing, learning to trust the gut instincts and your own instincts. Okay, that's what the killer instincts is about. Okay, yeah, learning to operate out of a divine order where you already know your self-worth. This is a huge part of initiation. Okay, where you come into your own magic, and it's all with the help of your companions or your spirit guides or your angels or your cosmic guides. Okay, thank you for making that make more sense. Okay, what else? Not look at the Empress at the bottom of this deck. Okay, this is the part where you really step into this Emperor Empress energy, and you really start to believe the changes that you have made. You start believing the progress and like really giving yourself credit for it the more that you forgive and love yourself. Okay, so it said the priest drinks. Okay, so in the movie, the priest drinks a blue drink. He has no lower body. Okay, his body under his heart chakra is like a little robot thing. Okay, and his eyes come off with his glasses. Okay, he has no eyes underneath. Okay, so the priest actually represents the lower chakras and are very important to seeing things clearly and speaking your truth. Okay. It says they are instrumental in sparking the golden fire of the heart. Okay. So also, okay, so this is how they do it. Okay. Is what they're saying. How we do it is a lot of forgiveness needs to come when it comes to clearing out the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root chakra. Okay. A lot of healing comes to those areas, and it brings up a lot of emotions and a lot of thoughts and things. And this is why, they have people around you to mirror those things to you, those little things that you have an issue with. This is where they, start to spark that fire, because Ra comes in and burns everything away. And then Isis comes in and she works with you on, okay, you let it all burn. But what from that stuff that you let burn can you keep? Which qualities and things of the past can you make work for you? Hold on. Biggie. Out. Get out. So what's rose and air chalice? Okay, you start to make all of these different things that you learn for you to make work for you. Okay, and then you do a little bit more shadow work and things like that. Okay, this is just still, you're putting a death to a lot of these things. You know, the Pleiadians are saying like this part of remembrance. Okay, it is a long process. Okay, it's kind of like the dark night of the soul. You can be in the energy of remembrance, you know, for a long time. Okay, so, sometimes for months, sometimes for years, you know, and some people pick up on it very quickly. Like I said, it's all about you and the journey that you're on. What's air chalice and mirror? The three of swords. Okay, lots of heart healing from your broken hearts in this part of the journey, because even though you put a death to them, and even though you're not in those sad energies, you're still needing a little bit forgiveness and to release the energies of resentment. Okay, what else with the mirror and the water chalice? Yeah, the emperor energy. This is where, you know, and by the time you get to the end of this stage, you get to a more stable place, and there's an eagle on this card, so you start to see things from a much higher perspective. And also the emperor is that earth energy. You know, you drop a lot of your burdens, and with the page of pentacles, come into a realization of your potential in a deeper way. Okay, and then we got the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck, okay? Because by the end of this stage, you master your water and you're on your way to mastering air. So, what is next? Is that it? No. So, the next thing that I wrote is two heads are better than one. Double your pleasure, okay? So, the two heads represent the feminine and masculine side of you, okay? The feminine energy being your conscious mind and the ego being your masculine energy, okay? And in the last part, we learned how to reprogram the ego and make it work for us, okay? So it says the guy with the two heads, okay, that popped out of the neck, okay, we also covered that. He had no control over his ego, okay, and it just popped out and said whatever it wanted at the worst times, okay. But in this stage of things, you know, when your nose is all clogged and unblown and you're in this energy of forgiveness, you now think about the things that you say in a deeper type of way, and you make sure you're not going around hurting anyone, okay. You become this beautiful sphere of light, okay, making this forward movement, knowing when to be active and when to slow down. Also, you start to attract more abundance and learn how to, like, you know, be sly and slick in your movements, you know, to where you're not ruffling too many feathers when you're just moving around minding your business. Okay, what else? Yeah, and it's number 29, which is the number 11, okay, which is all about following your intuition, which is a part of your killer instincts. Okay, we got Temple married with Three of Swords and the Emperor. It says emotional expression, playful innocence, and exploitation. You also at this stage cut off people trying to emotionally exploit you, and you get a lot better at expressing yourself and using your throat chakra in a positive way that benefits you and others around you. What's Emperor in the Ten of Wands in reverse? Okay, the Crystal Kingdom. It says slowing down materialism and psychic debris. Okay, so you get much better at your own psychic protection. Okay, we got Light Seer. And then you really start to see, like, you become like this visionary, okay? You become someone who is on a mission, who has a clear path, and you know which way you want to go and how you want to travel, okay? You also become a lot more resilient, okay? But there's still things that you're cleaning out on this part of the journey, okay? I feel like they just really want to be very clear about that. There's always something that you're working on, but for the most part, you start to attract your dharma, okay? What else? What's the sphere of light in the Temple of Mary, okay? All tied up, okay? And a woman holding the coin, okay? So it's like you get over that heartbreak and you realize, I'm rich, okay? But not like you just realize it, because you realized this in previous parts, but it's a different kind of realization. It's like Like spirit just shows you in a different way over and over again, and they just keep making correlations between you and the universe, you and the outside world that is around you, because you really do, your energies and the way that you act and what you put out into the world really does affect everything around you. What's the Temple of Mary in the Crystal Kingdom? The yin yang, okay, which is that energy of balance, is going on top of the emperor, and this certain stability that you're coming into yourself. You know, this is 22, the level right before mastery, okay? So you get this new piece. Like I was saying, you come into the activation of your two minds, okay? And also I put divine counterpart energy, which is what 22 gives me. You also begin to attract your empress or emperor who matches your energy, okay, with the angel of love. This is usually when they bring in your divine counterpart, but it'd be a lot of stuff going on with that, okay? A lot of magic gets sent at things like that. A lot of magic you have to break through before you can get to the proper cosmic area. But with the fourth chakra and Archangel Raphael, it just all depends on at what rate it is you're healing at, and how much are you protecting your own psychic energies and things like that. Let me get another one. Yeah, Archangel Michael, okay? So it's like, even though you are protected through the entire time, sometimes your angels and guides will let something get through. They will let you get affected by the energies that are going on outside of you, because like I said, it becomes a whole nother level of teaching. It don't stop. You just reached another level of ascension, okay? In this part of the journey, you might be experiencing financial constraints, okay? And also being taught how to stay very strong through things like financial constraints, and how to stay strong in the people, like in the situations and things that you chose to walk away from. You know, they're not going to just, oh, see, you changed a little bit and then just give you everything. No, that would be stupid. If that was the case, everybody would have everything, because they would just pretend like they changed a little bit. You know, they really are very patient with you, and they ask you to be patient with yourself. You go through all of these storms, okay, with all of these hostiles, in order to get into the door of personal healing and happiness, okay? Look, here's the hostiles. In order to reach this place of blossoming abundance and cornucopia, you know, this is how you enter the door to value and get more action in your life, through this energy of forgiveness. And also you get closer to that energy of Archangel Metatron, where he starts to cloak you and protect you and cover you and make your upper chakras work more better for you, and you feel more connected to your cosmic guides, okay? Whew, that was a lot. There's a lot of angels here too. So I feel like on this part of the journey, you're very angelically guided, okay? Like much more than you know. You're surrounded by angels' love during the stage of learning how to truly forgive others and yourself, okay? What's all tied up in yin yang will say, excuse me, Archangel Zadkiel. It says it's time for transmutation, carry the violet flame. Okay, which makes a lot of sense, because in this part where you're learning to forgive yourself and others, you really have to learn how to transmute. You're learning how to transmute all of these negative energies that you might absorb, you know, that you're absorbing out of your reality, that you're absorbing from people meeting you in a very harsh energy and things like that. How to remain balanced and not to get all tied up in the things that are going on outside of you, okay? We got Archangel Phalai. It says honor animals and communicate with different species. Also, I feel like at this time in your journey, you become a little bit more conscious, a little bit more aware of like your pet and your connection with your pet and things like that, okay? And then we got Archangel Rachiel at the bottom of the deck with enter higher planetary service and be a blazing light. And this is also where you might get actually approached by your cosmic guides and things like that, okay? Like they approached me, okay? Like they sent me like something I could look at and read, okay? That was really like, okay, do you want to work with us, period? Okay, look, and then Archangel Metatron, okay? Archangel Metatron sets up this connection that you have with your cosmic guides, okay? He's the one who decides when you're ready, you know, if you've collected enough information in order to increase your light levels, if you're ready for your stellar gateway chakra to be open, which connects you to the cosmic guidance that, you know, we all readily have available to us. All right. What's the final thought on this? It just keeps on growing and expanding. The song is saying, my universe just keeps on growing and expanding. Okay, look, this is mantra Shakti. Okay, I oh my dog acting crazy. He keep trying to hunt my cousin, and he need to stop. Go to your room. Go to your room. He being bad today. I don't know what's up with him. Weird. It says, her voice creates and dissolves universes. Her vibration within our soul creates our life path. You have the sacred power of voice. How shall you express it? To call for effective divine assistance in all ways. Do not allow negative thought or speech to undermine your inner spiritual connection, which is great because that's just confirmation on what I was talking about in this part of the journey, you know? It says, claim your voice and your power to create. Listen for inner guidance and then set your course in motion. Though it may not yet be visible in your physical world, a new order is generating within the soul. Okay, so that's what's going on in this time of forgiveness. There's a new order regenerating in your soul. You start remembering, you know, how you used to act on a regular soul level, the way God made you and created you to be. Okay. You just remember who you are and you break out of all of the programming that has been pushed on you from outside of you, but it just gets like deeper and deeper. They reveal more and more truth to you. Okay. So it says, in time, it shall manifest in transformed physical circumstances. Okay. Also, the outside world literally changes. Okay, it start working for you. Okay, you start to be more attractive and to really get the things that you want, because now you're reacting to these emotional situations and to these situations where people are trying to manipulate you and trying to play with you the way that Yeshua would have, and you turning the other cheek and you just really not letting it stick with you or bother you. You are light. Okay, you are now light as a feather, but you're not stiff as a board. Okay, you can flow freely through the galaxy. Okay, float in the air just like, you know, a freaking feather would. Okay, so it says the power of the word as a creative force has been acknowledged through the scriptures of multiple spiritual traditions, from Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam to the New Age and more. Word is vibration. It is resonance. It is sound directed into intentional form. So also your intention making skills also get a lot stronger in this part of the journey, you know, where you're really using your words to create your reality or to affirm and speak out into the universe the things that you really want to attract to yourself, you know, be it through prayer or you just talking or whatever, you know. It says mantra is a sacred word, a sound that holds not only the power to create form, but has medicinal qualities for healing mind, body, and soul. In taking form, it creates new and vastly improved circumstances on all levels of our being. The sound of a beautiful voice can draw us closer, and the shrill sound of something harsh repels. Sound can bring harmony from chaos and create beautiful patterns for manifestations that are healing and enhancing of life. Okay, it can disrupt and break apart that which has been built. Sound is powerful. The oracle indicates that you have the power of voice at your disposal. You have the power to speak your truth, to set yourself free, to choose what you say and how you say it. Your voice has the potential to profoundly affect your reality. This is not about controlling others. It is about claiming your power of choice and voice. It feels empowering and profoundly healing to work with mantra. The very act of using the voice with intention brings about change. It reconnects us to our divine empowerment, the innate creative ability we are granted along with our voice. Okay. It is the opposite of victimization, despair, and doubt. It is a connection with sacred power and higher consciousness directed with willpower. It is refusal to be silenced or subjected to an unconscious fate. It is the claiming of voice to co create an inspired, deeply guided, and fulfilling divine destiny. It is taking the reins and sacred surrender into great divine wisdom. Mantra is a pathway of connection to the higher self and the ancient ones of divine wisdom that continually watch over and guide humanity's spiritual evolution. The sounds of Sanskrit mantra are said to have been shared by ancient rishis or sages who handed teachings from the higher spiritual planes down to humanity. Okay, your channeling skills could also really improve on this part of the journey as long as you embrace the energy of forgiveness. The more you fight against it, the more that it just gets a little bit harder, but it's like you shouldn't fight against whatever God is trying to tell you. Okay, like follow your nudges that are going on within you. Don't let anyone outside of you dictate or control what you want to do or how you want to follow your gut and your guidance that you feel you are receiving. Okay, so it said they did so to help humans deal with the challenges they foresaw and are still as relevant today as they must have been thousands of years ago. Okay, there are mantras for different purposes, and the simplest mantra can be very powerful. There are seed sounds or bijas, which are single syllable mantras that evoke certain realities, including the realities or realms of various deities. The Kali Bija is Krim or cream. Okay, it says cream is a sound for invoking the Shakti, the power and activity of Kali Ma in our lives and the world. It generates a powerful inner spiritual current, propelling the soul toward awakening. It breaks cycles of bondage. It aligns our will with hers, allowing the Divine Mother to direct us from within. Like Kali Ma, this mantra is fierce and powerful, yet protective and bestowing of blessing. If you are facing negativity, challenge, or feel deeply guided to connect with the loving presence of Kali Ma, then this mantra is a powerful shield of protection. However, just like working with Kali, working with her mantra is not for the faint of heart. Okay, it says so. This is why it's all the way. Okay, this Kali energy is all the way on part 6 because there are a lot of things that you need to be going through and fixing and working on within yourself before you get to calling deities names because they will fuck you up. Okay, okay, just for having just for being so heavy and having so much negativity within you. So be careful. Okay, to each his own, but it says when we set a boundary, it is natural that there will be a time when others attempt to cross it. We do not need to feel fearful of this, but rather be wise to it. Okay. So, of course, people are going to be negative. They're going to try to talk shit about you and all of this, but you don't need to worry about that. That does not matter, and the need to like defend yourself or jump on someone's head when you find out they've been talking about you comes from a place of fear anyway, right? Because you're afraid of what everyone's going to think about you. So who cares what everyone thinks about you? Okay. This is where you are on this part of the journey. You just really don't care what people say, and you really want to focus on your spiritual journey and being as whole and filled with light as you possibly can so you can attract these manifestations or whatever else it is you wish to attract. But also you get to remain on this higher vibration so that you're able to use that light to help others. So it says the spiritual path is not something we walk occasionally. It is a way of being that is a relationship to the divine. We understand there will be times when we need to call on the protection of that relationship more so than others. This is not a burden to the divine, but a beautiful opportunity for us to realize just how loved we are. When we call upon the divine, we are always answered. Okay, you are always answered. Okay, it says the message of the oracle is that you have the divine birthright to choose how to deal with negativity. And I feel like this is the remembrance that comes back to you in this part of the journey, where you're in that energy of forgiveness. You realize like I was born with this power. Okay, and not to mention you have a lot of different, like if you watch readings like me, you have a lot of different readers telling you you're amazing, you're wonderful, you're fabulous, oh, everything's gonna work out for you. You know what I'm saying? And so at first first though, it's hard to believe that, it's hard to, because you're still holding things against yourself. You haven't forgiven yourself yet. So how can you believe that you're meant for greater, or you're meant for something bigger? So I'm just saying, like, I get it. It says the message of the oracle is that you have the divine birthright to choose how to deal with negativity. You do not need to allow it to gain influence in your being. Allow others the choice to behave as they wish, with the respect that each path is unique, that we cannot know how another needs to learn and grow through their life journey. So in this part, you are very accepting of others and their journey and how they're working with God, and what level they're at. You don't be so nitpicky about what everyone else is doing, or trying to pull everyone else into what it is you're doing. You become more accepting of your journey, and the understanding that, we're connected, and I know you're just going through wherever you're at in your lessons and your journey. Okay. So it says, however, that is not an excuse to allow for negativity to infiltrate your being and undermine your spiritual relationship with yourself, the divine, and your spiritual path that can bring benefit to the world. The oracle brings a message from the divine mother. If you have need of something, ask for it. Use your voice in a way that helps you that helps you and empowers the divine to help you too. Okay. So prayer, meditation, very important in every stage. Okay. I was going to say in this stage, but they didn't say that for the last 3 stages. Okay. Prayer and meditation, I seen 4111, is very important to this journey. Okay. To this part, doesn't it look like these stones behind him are kind of being remembered, like imagine him mentally calling back the different pieces of this fragmented piece of stone behind him, and also, and in that way, putting back together the different pieces of your consciousness and the higher vibration that you operate on. Okay. But with that, I'm done with this part. Okay. I hope you guys have a happy, fabulous, wonderful, and amazing day, and I will see you later. Bye.